You're listening to Unspooled, the podcast where failed prints are just part of the journey. Hosted by Corey from Moji 3D, the guy who thinks filament is a personality trait, and Steve from Layer by Layer, who probably has more spools of filament than forks. Every week we dive into 3D printing, making, and the occasional rant. So grab your favorite filament and let's get unspooled.
All right, we should be live.
Yep.
Unspooled episode 13.
Yep, I'm gonna change this.
Not 13. That's how tired I am. Episode 30.
Yeah,
Very up close.
yeah, it is.
Episode 30. I said 13 because that's how tired I am. If everybody
Right,
can't tell,
right.
I am very tired. How you doing, Steve?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Playing with the U1. Working. I think pretty much the U1s have finally arrived for a lot of people.
Yep.
So it's been fun.
Mine included
Around that.
is right over there.
Yeah. So now I need to do some like kind of like consolidated prints, I guess. I don't want to necessarily start like I still like making them easier for people to print on one machine, but in multiple pieces or whatever. But yeah, I'll start having some fun with some prints that are done together. Holistically, the U1 price point is still very good, even if you didn't do the.
At $850, it's still a steal.
It's still a steal, dude.
I mean, to get single color or multicolor prints that look like this,
Yeah,
without having to glue anything together, virtually no waste.
Yeah,
and I printed 8 of these in 4.5 hours, and
That's
8
crazy.
of these on a P1S with an AMS were 18 hours
that's crazy.
with a ton of waste.
It's such a
This had
drastic
nothing.
change, dude.
So and I mean, the print quality is just, I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like, this is small too, and it's 0.2 layer height, and it's just so it's not just fast with low waste, it's just no or perfect print quality. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows either. I mean,
No.
they've got some things that they should probably work on the firmware side or in the software side of it. The Snapmaker Orca version is not perfect. The fact that it doesn't sync the filament and the colors is an issue. Not an issue, but it's just inconvenient.
More than anything.
But like I said, it's not an issue. It's just, I mean, it does sync them if they're Snapmaker RFID filament. Now then it's fine. But any other filament that you set manually on the printer does not automatically sync to Snapmaker Orca. Now, hopefully, I've heard rumblings that that's supposed to be fixed and added at some point, so that would be handy. But
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, other than that, I haven't really had any other. I've done about 9 prints on it, and really haven't had any. I had a weird issue on Toolhead 4, but that was actually my fault. So I haven't had any issues that weren't my doing. So
yeah, I don't think Hadron stopped printing with his yet. Stay Creeping has been using his like pretty much nonstop. It seems like.
Yeah, he printed that pretty cool dragon with the black and the gold.
Yeah.
Not really good, which I think was the second attempt. The first attempt, I think it failed, but it either ran out of filament or it was something with the supports. I can't remember what it was. I think he might have ran out of filament, but either way, the second one came out really good.
Yeah, it did. It turned out really nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what do they have their own repository? I don't know because I haven't been able to get the app to work. So
I mean, if they do, I don't. There's already too many repositories. I don't know. I don't think they do, but who knows? But
yeah, there's quite a few. I was just wondering if they had their own little setup or whatever, because then that would it would be cool to see what people were posting there in
Yeah,
relation to the ones.
they have a Christmas contest going on right now for a print, and I think there's two different contests. One is for filament. The second contest you can win a U1.
Wow.
So
you guys you won't get it until like April or something, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a while. Yeah, but still free U1 for designing and printing a cool Christmas model, which would be pretty neat. A good way to get a free printer.
Yeah,
yeah. I've seen a lot of prints, and I have seen some posts. I have seen some posts about the print quality of it not being up to snuff, and I would say that all of the pictures I've seen, it's, if you have been printing for any amount of time, it's pretty clear to see that the pictures, the print quality issues in it aren't the printer's fault. It's the print orientation and the supports that they put on it's fault. Almost all the ones that I've seen. So all the prints that I've seen from people who have the U1 who know how to 3D print, they've all been really good. You know, Daddy Wazzy, he did some like cauldron with like a dragon thing around the top with this like luminescent glow in the dark type of filament in the top, and that print looked amazing.
I haven't seen it. I need to check that out.
That was like an 18-hour print or something like that. Yeah, it's if you guys follow Daddy Wazzy, which I think it's Daddy Wazzy on like every of all the socials he's on, take a look at that, because it's one of the coolest ones I've seen yet. Or coolest prints I've seen yet. So that, and then Hadron's Wexter Dragon, that was really cool too. But I haven't really printed anything like super, like these are both 4 colors, and that's about as complicated as I've gotten so far. You know, I did 8 of them on this because I only needed 8. But I'll probably go through and do like a full bed of these, just to do a full bed print, just to see how it goes. But
I want to push it. I want to do something cool on it. Well, I keep finding myself like getting stuck, but then also like I kind of want to make something to print on it specifically that utilizes it. First, I think I just need to do like a regular multicolor thing, and then do like a multi-material thing, because that's where it's going to get like really cool when you can start, incorporating the TPUs or whatever into your stuff. So.
Yeah, I have a couple box designs that use TPU as a hinge, and then I'm going to test that part of it on it. I'll see how. I'm sure it'll do perfectly fine. But yes, Stay Creepin' called this. I call it the Christmas Mr. Potato Head, but everybody else calls it the Steve Harvey Christmas Potato Head, because
that's what it is.
It looks like Steve Harvey. So I did post this on my X on Twitter, and I did just call it Christmas Mr. Potato Head, not Steve Harvey. I don't need that. But Snapmaker did reach out to ask if they could repost this and use it on their socials. So again, I did not call it Steve Harvey. I called it,
you about to get that call. You about to get that Steve Harvey call.
Should I send it to him?
Yeah, because he likes that stuff. Don't we figure that out?
I thought it was he doesn't like that.
No. Send it and make sure you include your contact information. He loves it.
I'll send a picture of myself with it and be like,
right.
Yeah. I'll get
especially as a Mr. Potato Head, he's gonna love it.
Yeah. But
dude, that would be hilarious.
But yeah, it's good. I don't have any complaints about it. No. I know a lot of people have picked up second one. Polymaker Joel has a second one. I believe somebody else was gonna get a second one. I've heard of other people now ordering number 2s. You're not going to get them for a while, but still good to have them.
For sure.
I will probably get a second one at some point. When I plan on getting rid of my P1S in the AMS, I'll replace it with a U1. But
it'll be interesting. It'll be cool. to see, like a few months from now, what people make. Christmas is a good time for multicolor anyway, because it's just you get so many things with the red and gold and green and white,
Yeah, I mean,
whatever else.
I think any holidays, like Halloween is big, always big. Any Halloween we have, or any holiday we have, it's always big for multicolored,
Yeah.
trinkety type things. Anytime you can print something in multiple colors is nice. But I think you'll see. I think when you start to see tool changers like this become more prevalent, I think you're going to see even more, right? Because
Hmm.
I think a lot of people like myself, I don't print a lot of multicolor because I don't like the waste and I don't like the time, right? It's the time. I don't like the time that it monopolizes my printers for, right?
Yeah,
To just
yeah.
get a
I'm the
little
same way. Yeah.
trinkety thing. So 8 of these I think it was like 18 hours on my PNS, and I don't want to tie any printer up for 18 hours on a multicolored trinket.
Yeah.
So I think being able to do stuff like this in multiples on the U1 in 4.5 hours, that's okay to me.
Yeah.
If I start to get
100%.
under the 6-hour time frame, then I'm like, oh, okay, that's okay. So I think you're going to see even more. I mean, you see a ton of multicolor anyways, but I think you're probably going to see even more of it from the
Yeah.
people that, don't want to leave. Because there's still people that I hear all the time that are like, oh, I don't like leaving my printers running overnight. So really you have, from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed to make a print. So if it's a day and a half or something like that, which is not uncommon, they're probably not going to print it. But a day and a half print on the U1 is probably 8 hours,
Yeah.
6 hours. So
It'll be interesting
yeah,
because, like I have what 3 multicolor printers, but
yeah,
I don't use them all. I don't do a lot of multicolor long stuff. Like maker chips, cool.
yeah,
Small things, cool. But I would definitely be doing more stuff that's multicolor. Um, I don't know if it'll be like substantial, you know what I mean? But I'll be doing more stuff that's multicolor just because I have access to it now.
yeah,
Have access to it without a lot of waste, which for me is cool both ways because I still use the waste filament to make stuff out of. So I'm not that upset about it. But I will say, um, I would probably get another one because of the price point and because of the flexibility of multicolor and potential more than 4-color multicolor. So
yeah. And then my only negative on it is it's not even a negative. It's just an unknown. Um, is the longevity of it, the
oh,
durability of it over time is going to be interesting. How
yeah,
are they going to hold up once they start having 3,000 plus hours on them?
yeah, true.
That's one of the things that I'm looking at. But
So TechJeeper, I didn't vinyl wrap it. I ordered it. They messed it up, and I said I'll just do it later. And then I got it, and I was like, it's kind of not that bad
not that bad.
now. But
It
I
does
still
its
want to wrap
job, right?
it.
Yeah.
I still want to wrap it up though. But also, TechJeeper said the U1 Facebook post of the day is I can't find any multicolor models online on Thingiverse. Hold on.
They're
On
all multicolor if you paint them.
hold on, wait, wrong one. It says, yeah, the I can't find any many multicolor models on Thingiverse. What's the best place to find them, right? And then then someone said make a world, and multiple people replied, he's got a U1 stupid, not a bamboo. Oh my god.
Again,
Oh my
for
goodness.
anybody watching that would ask that same question, any model is multicolor if you paint it in the slicer.
Dude,
That doesn't matter.
the fact
Yeah,
that people think
very
that
specific.
you can't use Make a World if you don't have a bamboo. I mean, you got to
I
have
mean,
a bamboo machine to use Make a World. That's hilarious.
I ran into a kid the other day who has been 3D printing for a number of years, has an A1 Mini and 2 A1s, and had no idea that he could use non-bamboo filament. And we've heard this before, right?
Yeah,
And again, it's part of that like bamboo ecosystem, and they say that, and it it gets into people's heads that like because it's an ecosystem and it's bamboo, you can only use bamboo stuff, bamboo filament, bamboo, all and I'm like, no, you can use any filament you want. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, like, and he's like, he goes, oh, I was looking on Amazon and there were these really good colors, but he said it was something like Ella, and I was like, Elegoo, and he's like, yeah, and I said, he goes, yeah, I could get it for like $10 a roll, but I didn't buy it because I didn't think I could use it. And I'm like, no, you can use it, right? Like, and but yeah, and he's had those for, I mean, ever since the A1 came out, so he's been using them for a long time. And he just he never thought of it, He was just like, oh, I thought I could only use bamboo stuff, but
so I blame us. People who ingest 3D printing every day. We're not spreading the word good enough. That people, think,
Well, I mean, I think we've pretty much screamed it from the rooftop. I just don't think normal people are listening. The people that are listening to most of us are the people that are already in it. I don't think a lot of us at whatever level of 3D printing stream, I don't think you're enticing a ton like of outside people in. And actually, I think the vast majority of our people are the people that we've already had, and there are people that obviously sprinkle in new. But it would be nice if at some point we could start to educate. Yeah, educate the non-us's, right? Like the non.
There are a lot. I mean, we just had a conversation with someone who, asked if we knew who BQ was.
Yeah.
So, and so, there's still people in the community who don't know the common stuff.
Yeah. And also didn't know that Big Tree Tech and BQ were basically the same. So yeah, I mean, a lot of there are people in the community that don't know.
No slight to those people. No slight to
no. I mean, if you don't,
we live and breathe 3D printing. It's a little bit different. I gotta adjust my camera because you're so low. I feel like I'm.
If you, I'm tired and slouching.
I feel like I'm like looking down.
But yeah, yeah. I mean, there are things, but like most of my, I try to gear most of my like 3D printing education stuff as far as locally. To kids, right? To like middle school and early high school. Just because you get them young, they tend to take the stuff in better. And hopefully if you get them young, they, go to school for something related to it or get into additive manufacturing as a profession or engineering or something. But I do get most of the questions I get that I'm just like, how do you really do often come from adults, not the kids. Like the kids are pretty good at looking something up, but I'll get questions from adults who are trying to help their kids with printers, and they just they're learning. So, but it's cool. I like answering those questions.
Yeah, cool. I want to do a few shout outs because we've been talking. Kid Skyfire, Peekaboo, welcome. Additive Adam, Maker Viking, Pez Liz, K2 Kevin,
my local buddy Fern Dog.
Yeah, Fern Dog, Bearded Printer. Welcome all you guys to Ash. Oh, there's Ash Prince just popped in.
Stay creeping, aka Hadron.
Hadron.
Hey,
Hadron.
It's a good name. It's a good name to say.
It is.
Daddy Wazzy.
Yeah. We were popping our chops.
All the spoosual suspects.
The spoosual suspects. Boom, guys. That's so hard. That's hard to say.
I had to think about it before.
Yeah, you do. You do have to think about it. All right, cool. So we do have a guest. We didn't advertise it.
Nope.
It was kind of last minute, but I think it's actually pretty cool.
Spur of the moment.
He is super prolific in the 3D printing community. Kind of like popped up out of nowhere and is taking over.
Fellow Beardy.
You spoiled it, you son of a bee. All right.
There's a lot of bearded people in the 3D printing community.
Yeah, but I was leading up to it, man.
Could be Rob Cohen.
I had a whole monologue. I said monologue, a whole monologue already.
Well,
let's bring in
chat.
the man, the myth, the legend, bearded printer,
the bearded one.
The muted one. Yep.
The muted one.
What's
going
How's
on,
it going?
man? How's it going? We appreciate you jumping in for us. First of all, yeah, man. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. Been doing lots of designing lately. I had last week off work, so I'd like anytime I had free time, I was just like, hey, let's design another thing. So I got like 4 models last week.
That's awesome, dude. I got like 6 days. I actually got like 8 days I need to burn before the end of the year. And I'm like, do I burn these? Do I split them up amongst the weeks, or do I like just go like a 6-day binge?
Bunch of 4-day
weekends,
man.
I usually take the last 2 weeks off. The week of Christmas and the week of New Year's, I just take those last 2 weeks off. They're awesome.
My job, our time used to roll over, but now it's like you only can roll 40 hours over. So yeah,
that's
dude.
rough.
And I got 96 hours. I think I need to roll over. I mean, I think that I need to do something with. So I'm like, hey, let's I just want to just take them and then just go crazy on arc raiders. I mean, just go crazy on making models.
Arc raiders.
Yeah. Well, it's funny at my work. We have hours that roll over each year, but we have a cap of 400 hours, and there are people who approach that cap that never take time off, and they're like, "Oh crap! Once I hit 40 hours, I can't accrue anymore." So then they like take a month off.
Dude, you know what's funny is like, but back in the day, our job was like that. You just kept accruing, and then they made a cap, and I think the cap was like 120. And like at a certain amount of time of being there, you accrue faster because you've been there longer, and they changed it, and so it kind of messed the way that people would accrue up. Now I don't like the whole like everyone goes down to 40 at the beginning of the year, because now if you want to take a vacation and you're not accruing as fast, then like you gotta wait a long time to get enough time to take a full vacation.
So
we can roll over like 260 hours, so everybody has like 200 plus hours on like, because nobody can ever take the time off, so you always have massive amounts.
Especially in are you in IT, bearded, or what are you in?
Software engineer.
So
there are times you try to take time off, but then people like call you in like, hey, we need help with this, and so they're like, well, okay.
Yeah, I feel you on that 100%. That's how it is. All three. I mean, Corey and I are both in IT as well. I'm like a one-man operation right now. So like I take time off, but it's like, I'm steadily watching.
How much of that is like really time off? Like
exactly.
It's scheduled time off, but you still have to come in or get online to do something.
Yep. So it's cool, man. But so what have you been working on, man? What during those 4 days or what are those 4 models that you got out?
So this is one of them. So I was actually doing a demo on my stream on how I did this one. This one is done in vase mode, so you can put a tea light in there, and you just put a tea light in there and it glows. It's pretty nice. So I did a similar, well, not a tree like this, but I did another Christmas tree last year. So this one is me one-upping myself this year.
Dude, what filament is? Hold on, what filament is that?
I think this is a Stardust filament from West 3D. I think it's an ambrosia. I can't remember the specific color, but it's a Stardust color.
It looks like it has a core in it. Dude, like that's sick.
Yeah,
it looks like it has a core, and like the edges look translucent on it. I don't know if that's just the light hitting it weird or what, but it is.
Oh yeah, well you can see it all inside right there.
Got you. And you. Oh wait. How are you able to get that done in vase mode with a core?
I actually showed that on my stream today.
Are you doing a line? Are you doing like a section that comes out of it? That's right. Don't give away. I'm gonna go.
I'll be uploading it onto YouTube, so you can watch it on YouTube when I upload that.
This has been something I've been trying to figure out for a while without having like a gap.
It's counterintuitive because vase mode, anywhere it's solid, will be hollow. So you can't just make things hollow because then it just won't work. So you have to like fill things in on purpose to be able to print it in vase mode. But then you also have the threads that those can't be in vase mode. You have this hole right here. So I actually made it so there's 25 bottom layers because it's like 5 millimeters deep, and at 0.2 millimeter layer heights, you need 25 layers before you get to the top of the threads, and then you can do it in vase mode.
Now I had
you could use a modifier too.
I had a Christmas tree that I did a fake vase mode on, and basically I just made the walls 0.2. So it was like it, and you just print it in continuous. So it kind of like did the same thing, but I wanted it to be cleaner. So that's pretty cool, man. What else did you do? You got anything else cool in there in the works, or
nothing that I have with
prints?
me. These are all. So at my gingerbread men, if you've seen that, I did a floppy one, I did an earring version, I did an ornament version, and a magnet version. So 4 different versions, and in each version there was a boy and a girl.
Nice.
So that one was a fun one. And then I did an ornament, and all the ornaments are downstairs on our tree, so I can't show you the ornaments. The gingerbread men ornaments and magnets and stuff are gone because I had family over, and my sister was looking at all my 3D printed stuff. She's like, "Oh, cool!" And she would like take something and put it in her pocket. And she knows that I don't care because, you know, when you're prototyping stuff, you just have a ton of extra models just laying around that you don't know what to do with. So anyone comes over, we're like, "Yo, you like it? Take it. I don't need it anymore."
Whenever you get a stock of prints that you want to go away, all you have to do is invite family, and they will.
Yeah.
Like, I'm constantly giving stuff away all the time because I'm like, get it out.
I don't need it anymore. Like, and when you model something, you have to print it well, for one, to make it sure it works, but for 2, you need pictures of it. Yeah. And you want several different colors as well for that photo. You want like variety. And so then you just have a bunch, and you're just like, what am I going to do with these now that I'm done? So usually before we post it on Facebook, I'm part of a neighborhood Facebook group. And before I post it on the neighborhood, my wife will text family, like, does anyone want these? And usually my family snatches it up. But if there's any left, I'm sure neighbors would be happy to take it off my hands.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't think people really understand like how much work goes into like prototyping and making sure, like, they see the model pop up and they're like, oh, it's a cute, flexi waffle. But like the amount of work you put into like making sure that thing works the way it should.
Yeah. You print it, and often it works, but sometimes I'll have a little gripe about it where I'll just be like, it's not quite right in this area. I'm going to redo it. And so then you have several prints of various iterations. And then sometimes I'll just give it to my kids. They'll play with it. And then, after they forget about it, we'll just throw it away because either they'll break it or it's just not something that I would feel like I could give to someone else. Because if it has a flaw, I don't want someone else to have it, because then they'll be like, oh, well, what's this going on? And anyway. So
then that's like you work on like a lot of flexis, a lot of like houses and different, like building and stuff. I couldn't imagine how long it took you to like lock in the building ones, to get.
Oh yeah, you can see one right there.
Yeah, dude, they look so cool though, man.
It's massive. Like, I printed it. I'm like, where am I gonna put this thing? It's like sitting in the middle of my floor. But yeah, so sometimes I get lucky and it's like the first try, it's like, oh, it's just right. That doesn't happen all the time though. One of the other 5% things
of the time with me, like, I'm just
right.
Or a lot of times I'm like, it's fine, but then I'm like, I can do better, and then I'll want to like,
it's not good enough. Something. It could be better. Yeah.
I kind of don't like when it's cool when it does work out the gate, but I kind of like it. To me, iterating and like figuring the problems out are like my favorite part of designing. So like getting it on the first try is cool, but then you're like, oh man, I forgot about this. How can I do it now? And then like going through the motions, it's like my favorite part. Like the whole.
It's really the reason why 3D printing exists, right? It's thought up into these for rapid prototyping.
Yeah,
it's ingrained into our blood.
And sometimes it does feel like it's good the first try, but then as I'm messing with it or fiddling with it, I'll be doing that for hours, and then I'll just come up with, oh, well, this could be better. And so even though it could be fine on the first iteration, you kind of want to find areas to improve it. Or maybe you think of an additional thing. Like sometimes I'll show something to my wife, like, oh, look at this cool thing. She's like, oh, does it do this? And like, I don't know why I didn't think of that. And then I'll like go back and make an iteration where it does do what she suggested. Like she usually has good suggestions.
You gotta be like, no, not this version, but I'll consider it for the next one. Like, I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm done with this version. That's me, because I'm like, this is perfect. And I'm like, oh no, I should have done this. And I'm like, ooh, if I know for a fact that if I circle back to it, then it's gonna like that thing, the ones I held up. I started working on that in like July, and I'm like, I'll sit it down and I'm like, oh, let me go back and tweak this part. And tweak. Like right now, all I need to do is shave like 0.1 millimeters off of two sides. It's been like 3 weeks. I haven't done it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing where you have to tell yourself when enough is enough, because you can keep iterating until it's absolutely perfect and it'll never be released. So you have to give yourself that little bit of, that's okay. That little flaw that I see, that's going to be okay. I'm just going to release it. I can release another version of it later.
Exactly.
I found myself having to do that because otherwise things just don't get released because you always find some kind of flaw.
I very rarely ever show anybody the actual version number of my models in Fusion. Because if they saw the V and then the number, they'll be like, how long have you been working on this? And I'm like, you don't want to know.
That's the one thing that makes me hate things. I won't say hate. That's one of the main reasons why I don't like the website things, is because like if you like say you make one small change, you're like, this isn't really another version. I just tweak this. They're like, no, this is a version. Things like
right.
It's like, no, it's a version, and that's
you made 3 small changes. Now you're on version 4.
Yes, dude.
But you don't want to see the version I'm on with this one, because this one, it took me a lot of iterations, but I also used the same file for adding inserts and stuff, and then I used the same file for doing the smaller tome. So I like did a lot of stuff in the same file. So like we're on version like 250 or something.
Oh my god!
This in Fusion.
I have a lot that are up to that amount of number, and then it's just like, what the heck, you know? But you get there when you change, and then with Fusion, every time you save it, you get a new number.
Well, this one, I gotta fix this real quick so it doesn't fall. But this one I've been working on, and it's falling apart on me. I haven't glued it together.
We can edit it out.
Yeah, there we go. You can see this side. I've been doing this German Christmas pyramid, and when I finished this portion of it, it was only at version like 20. And then as soon as I started adding changes to add like a motor so that like the top propellers could spin slowly, I'm now on version like 90. Like, and all I've been doing is adding like 3 components and tweaking it and trying new things. And the gear reduction isn't good enough. Let's try this type of gear. And so now it's like, okay, and constantly printing new stuff. And it's just the version is probably going to be in the hundreds easily by the time I'm done with this.
So as a designer, when you did like, I find myself now designing, I'll say in modules in a sense, so that I don't have to reprint the whole thing. Like, do you find yourself doing that more, or are they like,
Okay. Sometimes I'll cut apart, so it's just printing the piece that I know I need to make sure that has the right clearance. And then when I know that's right, then I'll print the whole part. Like this, for example, I need to print another one of these, but this is big. So I'm going to cut this in half. I still need the bearing, so I'll leave the bearing hole there. But like, see all these other holes here? This is like where things mount. And like these 2 holes have been moved with my recent changes. So I don't want to have to print a whole nother one of these. So I just got to cut it in half and reprint it and then test it out. So otherwise you're using a lot of filament, and it's really discouraging when you wait like 2 hours and you realize, oh, you could have only had to wait like a half hour if you just cut it up to those parts that you absolutely needed.
I try to tell people that as well. Like, hey, don't, like, if you're just testing this, like, just cut it, like, drop it. Usually I'll just tell them, like, you can use the cut tool or whatever, or just drop it below the bed, and it'll only print what's above the bed, and you can just go on.
I use the slicer all the time. I don't even use the I don't even use Fusion to cut it up. I'm just put it in Slicer. I only need these parts. I'll use the cut tool to just cut away certain pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. So how long have you been 3D printing?
On and off for between 8 and 9 years.
Nice.
My first 3D printer was an ANET A8, and everyone who talks to me knows about that. And for those who don't know what the ANET A8 is, it's a fire starter. You keep it in your fireplace when you run it, and maybe it'll catch the wood on fire, and you can have a nice, warm, cozy home.
Use it for
use it for warmth. But I initially got that because I was doing some woodworking, and I just had some rudimentary tools for woodworking, but I had the thought that, oh, how nice would it be to like create my own custom brackets or templates or tools if I needed them on the fly. I'm not going to be able to find them on Amazon or some site. So maybe I should get one, but I was too poor to own a Prusa. The only brands out at the time was like Prusa and Creality were the two main ones that were consumer grade, and I couldn't even afford an Ender 3 because at the time they were like $300 still for an Ender 3 B2 or something. And so I got an ANET A8, which was $170. Imagine the printer you can get for $170 today.
I know, right? Isn't it crazy, dude?
Yeah, it's insane. And as soon as it came in, I just spent, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours assembling the thing. And then I sent a print and went to bed because I had no idea what 3D printing was or if it would even work. Like the first time I sent the print, I didn't even know what leveling the bed was. And so the nozzle just started digging into the bed. And I'm just like, I didn't even stop it right away because I'm like, is it supposed to do that?
Right.
So I knew nothing about 3D printing. I didn't even look up YouTube videos about 3D printing. I just knew 3D printing was a thing and I wanted to try it. And so that I learned the hard way. You got to level your bed. And then I also learned the hard way. You don't want to leave it unattended.
Yeah.
So it never caught fire, but in the middle of the night, my roommate saw that the print had failed, so he just turned the printer off for me. So that was nice of him.
That was kind.
But yeah,
I had the ANET ET4X, which I don't think had any reported cases of it catching on fire. But I know at one point the hot end wire like just separated from the PCB, and I wound up like it melted the jumper. And so I wound up basically just soldering it straight to the board. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna solder it straight to the board. It'll be fine. And
I remember resoldering components to the board. And
and it has been working ever since. I was like, oh, perfect.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. There were signs that there were problems with thermal runaway with the printer, but it just didn't occur to me that was caused by thermal runaway. Like, the wires to the heat bed, like where it would plug into the main board, like they became desoldered. And it didn't occur to me that, oh, well, the board must have gotten really hot. No, I just thought, oh, I got to resolder those back on there. So I did. And eventually I got like a new heat bed because the heat bed burned out or something. But there's a lot of maintenance I did on that printer. And what finally was the straw that broke the camel's back was filament run out. I had sent it to print. It had been going for like a day. I walk in the room and it's printing in air. Filament ran out. I was just like, I'm done. I shut it. I didn't even clean off the build plate. I just shut it off and I left. And then when I learned that filament runout sensors were a thing, I was like, oh, maybe I should get one of those.
Yep.
So
yeah, I remember those were like when filament runout first came out, it was like everybody's like, oh, that's novel, right? Now it's like everything has it.
If you don't have it, you're just like, that's a crap printer if it doesn't have a sensor.
Well, that and then like the fact that like when it's not working, people are complaining immensely. They're like, hey, I sent this 17-day print to the printer and my filament ran out. No one told me. The machine didn't tell me. That kind of thing.
Well, it was there was one machine that came out within the last year or so has filament run out, but it was everybody that got one, it was disabled in the menu on the screen on the printer by default.
I'm sure that was a nasty surprise for everyone.
It came defaulted like that, and everybody was like, "Why the filament runner isn't working?" And come to find out, they had just shipped a bunch of them with it defaulted off. You had to go in and just toggle it on, and then it was fine.
I think your audio cut out.
Oh,
or did mine cut out? Hold on.
It might be yours.
And it was I can't remember which one it was, but Probably remember. I'm just too tired to think of it. Better?
We can hear you a little bit.
Yeah, your mic was good.
Battery must have ran out on my headset.
Oh, okay. We can hear you good now. If you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry.
Cool.
You're good.
No, you're good.
Okay. Happens.
Yeah, but when I actually didn't know, it was in 2023 that I finally upgraded from the ANET A8. That's how long I've been using the ANET A8 off and on. And LTT did a short circuit on the Neptune 4 Pro. And as soon as I think it was Dan who was doing the short circuit, but he mentioned the filament runout sensor. And then at that point, I was like, I need that printer. And so at that point, I didn't know what other printers were out there. So I still did research, but I didn't know about Elegoo until that video. I didn't know about Soval. I didn't even know about Bamboo, Anycubic. I didn't know about any of these other companies. So I was just like, I got my work cut out for me. I got to research on what printers are out there. So I did pull the trigger on the Neptune 4 Pro, but the first time I set it up and I ran through the initial calibrations because I actually watched YouTube this time about 3D printing. So I knew what to do. But as soon as it started that first print, I was printing that Buddha that it usually comes with, and it started going. And I was just like, this thing is so fast. Because on the ANET, I was printing at like 15 millimeters per second to get relatively good quality. And the fact that this was printing so fast and good quality is when it just like light bulb and went on. I was just like, this is amazing. I could sell stuff. Who's not going to say they can sell stuff as soon as they see the quality of the prints?
That's usually why people buy printers, and then they realize that that's not as easy as you thought it was.
No.
Yeah.
The worst part is the motivation. You're like, I gotta be motivated to like, do all the stuff. It's like, and then I gotta take it to the post office too.
We got then you gotta take it to the post office.
The selling the prints thing did not live very long with me. I found that it was not my thing at all.
Yeah. So do you license your models or anything like that? Because
I do. I have commercial licensing for my models, but that's actually the reason I started modeling is because I was too cheap to purchase the licensing to sell other people's prints of other people's models. So I was like, I'll design my own stuff because I don't want to be the guy selling dragons when everyone else is selling dragons and have to bring the price down.
Yeah.
My models were far from the quality of the dragons because I just barely started. I was using Tinkercad before I moved to Fusion, and I only moved to Fusion after I got the Elegoo printer. So, yeah,
that's pretty usually. I mean, that's usually the route. I think a lot of people who aren't already into like engineering, they're like, oh, start with Tinkercad, stay in this for a while, and then eventually move on to like, freaking Fusion. And a lot of people don't know that you can export from Tinkercad directly into Fusion. Which,
they're both Autodesk products, so they play with each other.
Yeah, which was a great little thing to be able to do. And like I started in Tinkercad and probably used Tinkercad for like at least 2 years. And I was like, wait, there's other stuff out here. And I'm like, oh, okay, Fusion. And I'm messing with Fusion. And I was like, I'm going back to Tinkercad. And then I was like, let me try it again. And I was like, all right, well, here's what I'll do. I was like, I'll design the primary structure of it in Tinkercad and then export that into Fusion. And then eventually got used to Fusion. And then like as soon as I got used to it, I was like, what's Shaper 3D? And I switched to Shaper 3D, and I've been using that ever since. But yeah, so it's cool to like see that a lot of people start with Tinkercad. Some people stay with Tinkercad because now it's even better. They have the new sketch tool and stuff in there.
With some of the features they've added, I would have loved those features when I was using Tinkercad. That would have been awesome.
I mean, they never will because it would prevent people from using Fusion. But if they ever added fillets and chamfers, it would be a whole new world.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're never going to do that because that's the thing that drives people to Fusion. So they'd be stupid to add it to Tinkercad. So they never will. But
just make it a pay plugin for Tinker. Like here's you can't get it unless you have the $5 web plugin for chamfers.
It would be $5.
Yeah,
a
that'd
month.
be smart.
per chamfer.
It would be $5 a month because everything with Fusion, everything with Autodesk is monthly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
$5 per month and then a $1 per chamfer.
I mean, I remember
probably
10 years ago, between 9 and 10 years ago, between 9 and 10 years ago when I started using Fusion, I think it was like $24.99 a month. Now it's like $85 a month, something like that.
Really?
For $84.99, I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty pricey. I just renewed the subscription for a year, and it's like $700 for a year or something for Fusion. But imagine going that transaction route where you run out of jewels, $10 for 1,000 more jewels to do this many more. You end up doing a fillet, that's going to be 100 jewels.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Well, that's like what is it? Everything with the AI modeling is what is
credits
it?
or tokens.
Not tokens, tokens or credits or coins or something.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
$10 per fillet. And then if you need to change that fillet from 2 millimeter to 4 millimeter, it's another 10 tokens.
We're laughing.
Terrible. They're listening to us. They're going to implement that now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you have to pay per fillet.
Oh, per chamfer. I would be so pissed.
No, but I remember having the things that I had to do to get that fillet feature in Tinkercad. It was just, I feel like it was a 10-step process to do like one edge or something.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
No, my stuff didn't have fillets when it was just Tinkercad.
Not worth my time.
It's done now.
Yeah, I remember back in the day before any of the model repositories, and it was just Thingiverse. You could typically always tell when there was like a Tinkercad model because it'd be really blocky, right? No chamfers, no fillets, no like sexiness to the model at all. It was just blocks together.
Oh, especially if it had like a tube or a round part in it. You see all 60 slices of it. I'm like, hey, listen.
You'd see all the polygons around it.
People didn't realize that you could like up the bevels on it to you could max it out by that slider, and it's like
as soon as I learned that, I'm like, why isn't everyone doing this on every single time they add it? Like,
you know what I used to do? I would do that, and then I would make another cylinder and turn it halfway, so then you get
so you get even more detail.
Oh man, it was priceless. That's
point. Smart. I never did that. That's smart.
It was cool. It was like, and then you just merge it, and then you get like a smoother round object. You're like, oh, but like a lot of people still, and you can do that with some of the other shapes as well, but it just made it smoother.
I feel like it's still a thing that a lot of people are still using Tinkercad, where on printables you go into one of their contests and see all the entries, and you can see a lot of them are Tinkercad because it's just a screenshot of the model on that Tinkercad plane. And it's just a screenshot of that they submitted. I'm just like, well, great. I'm glad that you're designing. And good on you for submitting a design for this contest. But it's just funny that you can see that Tinkercad, it's a good program.
Yeah, you can't do that on Make a World anymore. They like hammer you for like you got to have a real photo now.
I still see fake photos on there though. Like I'm like, when is this?
Well, I have a couple. I have like, I don't know how many I have, like 3 or 4, where it's just a Fusion render. I have printed it out, but I didn't have the print anymore when I uploaded it. So I'm like, I don't have a picture, and I don't. I'll just upload this render, and I've just been grandfathered in. I can't do that anymore with new models. I can't modify an existing model because they'll ask for a photo of it. So I'm just like, well, I guess it's just going to be the way it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to print it again.
Tested it. I've tested it by just adding a render to see, and it dings it. It says like, oh, you have to add a real photo, because when it goes through the verification process, it won't verify it if it doesn't have a real photo. So
well, I've also found that it fails verification if you put certain keywords in the description.
Really?
I had like Orca Slicer listed in the description, and it wouldn't verify it. I had to remove that keyword for it to be validated.
That's kind of shady.
You gotta do like ORC4. Then it won't get it.
All right.
Gotta trick the system.
And I also get that like if you want to upload a print profile, it has to be Bamboo Studio, and it's like, come on, like I just want to upload an Orca profile.
I can kind of
I know why. I mean, obviously, we all know why they're doing it, because if you're going to be sending it, if some kid's going to be sending it from their phone to their Bamboo printer, it's got to be in Bamboo Studio. But
that annoyed me too, because I was using Orca for everything before they did the security update, where I could still use Orca to send prints to the printer and whatnot. And then whenever I'd upload to MakerWorld, I'd have to make a separate profile to get those extra points before uploading it to MakerWorld. But since they made that change, now I'm only using Bamboo Studio because I'm annoyed at using more than one slicer.
I only have one Bamboo printer left, and it's on 1.0 point whatever the 7 one is, so I can still use.
I think I wound up
Orca and land mode, and my Panda Touch still works.
I haven't used Orca in a while. I use Prusa Slicer now because I got the XL, which has turned out to be a great printer. I'm quite pleased with it. I was worried because you see all the videos and all the content creators that have had issues with it and the inconsistency between the tool heads, and it's been a great printer. I'm glad I didn't get a dud. But getting used to Prusa Slicer, I'm like, is this feature in Prusa Slicer? And I'd have to like Google things if I can't find the setting, and it's annoying. But
once you get the hang of it though, works. It's I think it's kind of like I've always heard, like, if you ski first, snowboarding's harder. If you snowboard first, skiing's harder. And I think Prusa Slicer is like that. Bamboo Studio and Orca are based off Slick 3R and Prusa Slicer, so a lot of the terminology is the same, but they've also changed a lot of it. So everything is there. It's just in different menus, and they word it different. But once you get the hang of Prusa Slicer, it's actually nice. I mean, it is a nice interface. I like it. I still use it.
There's some features I wish that were in Prusa Slicer, like for example, with your mouse scrolling. In Orca Slicer and Bamboo Studio, you can enable the setting so wherever your cursor is, it'll zoom to where your cursor is. And I couldn't find that in Prusa Slicer, so I just have to pan around after I zoom, and so it's just small features like that that I wish that was there.
Yeah, and another one that, like, if you're a Bamboo Studio or an Orca user, that people say in Prusa is that there isn't just a click to add a plate. You basically just grab the part and slide it over, and it creates the plate. A lot of people don't like that because it's not intuitive, right? Like, you have to know it does it, or accidentally drag and move a part, and it's like, oh, okay. And when I first set it up, once you know it, it's kind of nice. You just grab the part, drag it, and it's automatically there.
Grab and drag, and it's pretty nice. But when I first set up, I did a stream of the unboxing, and after I had it all set up, I pulled up Prusa Slicer. I'm like, wait, how do I add a build plate? And like people in chat were like guiding me along, like, just drag it. And so I did. And then I realized how janky it was with the numbering. And I'm just like, hopefully I know they teased the next Prusa Slicer version. So I'm hoping that a lot of that is going to be a lot better in that version.
Yeah, I do say that the one thing that's always been good about, Prusa in general, is that they do, like, if even a percentage of the community is like, oh, we'd like to see this. And sometimes it seems like it doesn't have to be a super large majority. It could just be like 20% of the user base is like, oh, we'd like to see this. They just add it, right? And it's like a feature in the next beta. They do add a lot of features to it. So I'm curious to see, what is it, 2.8.1? Is that the current one now? It'd be interesting to see what the next version, what it includes for features.
2.9.4 is the current version of Prusa Slicer.
Right. So
I was able to successfully send a print via Prusa Connect from Orca Slicer, though. That works. You have to make sure you don't choose that you want to go to the detailed tab. What was it? The device tab, because that doesn't work from Orca Slicer. So it'll like send the print, and it'll like bring you over to that tab, and it'll say, we can't display this. It'll give you like that 404 error or something went wrong error. But yeah, if there's ever something that I feel like I can do in Orca that I can't do in Prusa, I'll use Orca Slicer, and I can still send the print via Prusa Connect.
So do you have the 5-head XL or
It's the tool head, but I think it was on Sunday, I ordered the conversion kit to go from 2 to 5.
Okay.
So that'll be coming in the next week or so.
Nice.
Ordered it from Matter Hackers.
Cool.
Yes.
So what is your go-to machine right now? Like when you're like,
it depends.
Let's go prototyping versus printing.
Yeah. So for prototyping, it depends what printer's available. It'll either be the H2D or the XL. Both of those I feel like are really good with prototyping. If those are busy, obviously it'll be either I have the A1 next to me, and I have an A1 mini on the floor. It's not on the floor, it's on a shelf, but the bottom shelf there, and my X1 carbon. So either one of those, whatever one has the color that would be used for prototyping, it's usually black or white. I'll just send it to that one. But if it's a print that's multiple colored, if it's only 2 color, I'll probably send it to the Prusa or the H2D, depending on what's available. If it's more than 2 color, I'll send it to the H2D because it's got the dual nozzle, so it'll be slightly faster than if it were on the X1 carbon or the A1. And then, so I'm liking the Prusa quite a lot. And when I get the 5 tools on there, that'll probably be my go-to after I get that done.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Five tools is kind of, I mean, we've said it a bunch of times. 4 is nice. 5 is kind of that sweet spot.
Yeah, really.
You know, that fifth color often adds like an accent, like, like a gold or yellow belt on Santa versus white, like just something simple.
Well, on my little gingerbread man, it was nice to be able to have like green buttons instead of red, but with only 4 colors, they've got to be either black or red because those are the only other colors. So
nice. Are there any projects that you're working on that you've like been working on for forever? Like stuff that you're like, this will get done sometime, but I don't like, like those long-term projects that turn into like long-term projects, and you're just like, I want to get this done, but it really has to be done the right way.
I think we lost his voice. Oh.
Yeah.
Un momento.
Yeah. Oh man. You won right there.
Can't see it.
It's tucked back it's like right in there. Back there. Yeah.
Is it going? Mine's not.
Nope. No machine is going right now. Also, I gotta close my heater. It's hot in here. Like it is. That's also another reason why our machines haven't been going, because I'm like, it is way too hot. Thirdly, what's the thirdly? I don't know.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. My mic died. Everything's dying on me.
No.
That's how it goes. Things happen
I don't have
threes. So hopefully there isn't hopefully now like Steve's mic's gonna die or mine's gonna die.
Yeah, right. We're just cycling through all our battery powered items.
Right.
So as far as long-term projects, there is one that I've kind of just put on the back burner. I've stopped trying. It's my wallet, and it's in a spot where I feel like it's good, but it's not in a spot where I feel like I can release it. Because I feel like the tolerances or the clearances are so specific and tight to get it just right that I don't feel comfortable releasing it to the public, because so many printers are in so many different states of tune and who knows who's going to be printing it on what printer. So I've just made it so it's just a model for me, but every once in a while I try to tweak it to get it a little bit better. My most recent iterations on it, and I wish I had it with me so I could show you how it works, but it prints with PLA and TPU, and I print that on my H2D whenever I needed that dual material capability. And like the bumpers that holds the cards in, that's done in TPU, and then everything else is PLA, and it has this lever and that you just pull and it like pops the cards out, so you can just grab the card. It kind of fans them out so you can see your cards and you can grab which one you need. So I've been working on that for like 2 years, I feel like, on and off, just making tweaks, but I don't feel like it's ever going to be ready for the public.
I understand. Dude, like I have a Lego ring. It's a 3-finger ring that's a Lego plate. And I printed it, and I think the first time I printed it in True Green from Inland. And I tweaked it, like I printed it, tweaked it, and got it to work. And I was like, all right, cool, let me print it in another color. Same model, same tweaks. And I printed it in that filament, and it did not work. So I was like, well, let me try a third filament, printed it in that one, it did not work. And that's when I realized, even though, usually you have, usually it's ABS and probably ASA as well, but are often known for, their shrinking percentage.
Yeah. Different materials shrink at different rates.
But it also applies to PLA. It just may not be.
I think PLA's shrinkage rate is like 0.8. What is it, like 0.8? Whereas like PLA can be or like ASA can be up to like 2.3, something like that.
Right.
But
well, and that's what I found with
PLA
this wallet thing, where like I would originally design it to be PETG, and I would tune it and adjust it, and then it would be just right, and then I would print it in PLA, and it would be off. And so, well, I only have PLA this time, so maybe make some adjustments so it works in PLA, and maybe have 2 versions, one for PETG and one for PLA. And then when you're incorporating, like now we have TPU involved, so it's just one of those. It's hard to get just right, and I just don't feel comfortable ever releasing it, but it's one of those things that I feel like I'm always going to be working on.
Yeah. I got that between the ring and something else that I was working on that's Lego related. Those are the 2 things that I'm like, I want to get this to work, but I got to figure out a way that that people won't print it and be like, oh, because they'll eat you up on Maker World. They're like, oh, this thing.
If it doesn't work just right, just by squinting it, it's not good enough.
Yeah, dude.
Plus we're trying Lego, like inherently one of the most difficult things to design and print on a 3D printer.
They will roast you, dude. Their
tolerances are like a Lego block tolerance is like thousandths of a millimeter.
Oh,
like,
and that's
and they're known for their like crazy tolerances, and they just don't lend well to. I mean, that's why a lot of the Lego 3D printed projects you see are oversized, because when they get that big, it's easier.
It's more forgiving.
Yeah, but when they're Lego size, I mean, it's really tough. I mean, I've tried it, and you might get it to work, but to release a model that other people are going to be print, I mean, it's a crap if they're going to print it and it's going to fit. Yeah.
So if I'm designing something specifically for me, I'll really tune in those clearances so it's just right. But if I'm releasing it to the public, I always add some wiggle room so it's still somewhat loose. So if someone prints it on an ender for some reason, it'll still somewhat work for them.
What do you mean by for some reason? I don't understand that part.
And I mean,
I just don't know why people would use an ender. Just kidding. I'm sure there's lots of people that still use their ender. I actually have a coworker
a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you? I have a coworker who knows I was into 3D printing, and he came up to me. He's like, I have an ender that's not working. Can you fix it for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. I looked at it, and I just had to replace a couple things, and then charged him $20. And just like 2 or 3 weeks later, he's like, it's not working again. I'm like, just sell it. I don't want to maintain it for you. If you can't maintain that, get rid of it and get a different printer.
It's you. You're doing something to it. I don't want to be.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's impossible to say the percentage, but the vast majority of printer issues that most people have, it is a user issue. It is a user related issue. Until you've been seasoned enough to figure them out on your own. And I think the people that stick with it are the ones that recognize that and are able to learn the skills they need in order to fix it. And then some, you'll have 2, either 1, they get frustrated and they quit, or 2, they will habitually blame the printer to the point where they're like, 3D printing sucks, and then they get rid of the printer.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
but
well, it's,
yeah,
it's funny with my ANET, I would print things like those gear cubes, and the tolerances were just so terrible on that printer that even with the clearances they provided, I would have to like sand stuff down for things to fit. And I never once thought, wow, the designer just did a terrible job with this. I always knew, well, my printer is just not very good, or I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. So I never blamed the designer for that. I just had a crap printer.
Dude, that's happened to me where like I print something out and I'm like, fudge. I forgot to add some tolerances to this piece. And now I'm sitting here trying to like jam this thing together just because it's a
your
prototype.
Files out to stuff down.
My files are all over here. I got the Harbor Freight files, like the big ones.
Yep.
Dude, like,
yeah. Instead of just reprinting it, you're just like, I can make this work. I'll just change the file for the next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Or used to be carpet, now it's just PLA dust.
Oh yeah, you just got PLA dust.
PLA
you know,
dust.
when you rub your hand along the surface and dust comes up, that's PLA. It's not dust.
It doesn't hurt you if you blow on it while you're filing it. It just blows all the dust away. And
yeah,
doesn't go back up into the air and then into your nose. Like,
right.
We all have a nice protective PLA or PETG coating to the inside of our lungs.
We have a nice healthy amount of micro plastics in our system.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm trying to think. Do you have? So I dropped your URL in the side chat, which is www.beardedprinter.com, which I applaud you on. Not everyone buys their domain names ahead of time. So you got lucky.
I'm glad I got that. The bearded printer was already taken, so I got bearded.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Holy crap! That's hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. I did listen when I used to do like help people set up their websites and stuff, and like as soon as they would come to me and they'd be like, "Hey, I want to get a website," and I was like, "Well, what do you want to call it?" And they're like, "This." I was like, "Go buy it right now and then come back. Like we can talk about the other stuff later." Like
owning the domain is cheap. Just buy it.
Yeah, I was like,
until you're ready to use it.
I was like, it's a sandwich, literally the price of a sandwich. Like,
if you want, just buy 1 year, right? You don't have to buy it
exactly
1 year,
right? Yeah.
Like go get the domain name. Go get that right now. Then come back and we'll talk about all of the other stuff. But like, you can wait a day, and someone else might have the same idea as you, and go get that name, and then it is.
And then you're SOL. Yeah,
it's gone forever. So I always tell people, go get the name. So the fact that you were able to get the bearded printer is freaking spot on.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate for that. It just worked out.
Yeah. So as a joke, one night we were in Discord, and I was like, we were talking about something, and this is pre Unspooled, and I was like, oh, you know, I could be considered the Nigerian prince. I was like, I'm not Nigerian. I was like, so I went out and bought Nigerian prints. Like PRINTS.
Oh yeah.
.net. And every once in a while, I'll just throw it in like if someone's talking about something, I'll throw it in the chat, and I'm like, I'll say it'll just be like NigerianPrints.com or .net, and then say totally not a scam. I'll put that in here.
It totally sounds like a scam.
It totally sounds like a scam.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's the link that's as someone who works in network security, that's the link I'm always telling people not to click on. NigerianPrints.net. Blacklisted.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
A funny joke. I'm like, it's priceless. It's a fun way of like just sending somebody to your website. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. Check my website. It's NigerianPrints.net. And they're like, what? I'm like, because you see it and you read it, and you're like, oh, it says Nigerian Prince. But then when you say it out loud,
when you say it, you're like, oh. Yeah.
Well, then they click on it and it forwards to layer.xyz, and they're like, what the hell? Like, that's weird.
What just happened? Did I get hacked? I think I got
good.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that I got the domain that I got, and then even all my socials are really easy. The only one that's slightly different is on Maker World, because someone had used my username. I thought, oh, someone took it, but when I looked them up, they had my models on their profile. I'm like, that's stealing. That's not nice. I reported them, and like within the same day it was taken down. But in the meantime, I already created my profile with my username, and I don't want to change it because I already have links everywhere that go to it. So that's the only one that's slightly different than the others.
That's
mine was easy. Moji3D.com. Nobody had that.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
That's nice.
Well, there's another guy in it, but I think he goes by Bearded 3D, just Bearded 3D. It's not anything, no print.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he had I saw him actually in somebody's stream once, and when I saw the name, I was like, I thought you had changed your name. And then I looked and I was like, oh, it's a different. Yeah, he's just Bearded.
Yeah,
there's also Bearded Bucket as well. So
oh yeah, people confuse me and Bearded Bucket all the time.
Sure
like people would be like, "Oh, did you do this one thing you said you were going to do?" I'm like, "Wait, what are you talking about? Are you sure you weren't talking about Bearded Bucket?"
Right.
Yeah, he also has an awesome beard. But I feel bad. There's one time, and I don't think I ever responded, so that's why I feel bad. But some guy messaged me because he wanted the Bearded Printer domain because that's kind of what his business was.
Mhm.
But he's like, "But you already have that domain. Is there anything you can do?" And I'm like, "Well, there's nothing I'm gonna do. Like I'm not gonna be nice and just give away my domain and my identity just so you can start yours." So I felt bad, but I wonder if
$500,000 it's yours.
part of me wonders if that Bearded 3D guy was that same guy that was asking about it.
Yeah, because his is bearded3d.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. But his is all car related stuff, I think. Like 3D prints for cars,
okay.
Jeeps and trucks and stuff like that. Yeah. All automotive related.
So
Pick Jeeper, do you want me to do this while I say $1 million?
Right.
$1 million.
$1 million.
You've done Rocky Mount, right? But
yeah, I did that earlier this year.
And did you do a table at Rocky Mount as well?
No, I was just wandering around.
But so 3D Printopia was your first table show. So how was that for you? Did you enjoy yourself, or how was it?
I have mixed feelings about it. Part of the mixed feelings had to do with the location, which it's nothing against the organizers. They did a great job. No. There were a ton of people there. They made space where they could. I didn't even have to pay for my table. So, beggars can't be choosers. But it was frustrating. If I wanted to go visit anyone that wasn't on the first floor, I had to cross the entire building to go downstairs and then visit some people. And then if I saw people at my booth, I had to then cross the entire building again to go upstairs. So that was slightly that was an unfortunate situation. But I think the experience of meeting all these awesome people that were like looking at the stuff on my booth and were like, they loved all the floppy things, and they were like looking at the huge dummy 13 and were like, oh my gosh. And then they would see the beard on the dummy 13 and like, that's 3D printed. And then when I would tell them how long it took to print the dummy 13, they were all just like, what? I complain about a 6-hour print that took you like a month.
Right.
So, and the amount of filament. Like,
funny, like, that's like $450 worth of filament to make that guy. Like it's a lot of filament. But the overall experience was awesome. I was a bit stressed because I had to fit everything in 2 suitcases.
Like,
things were broken when I got there because TV and TSA is not very kind to your luggage, and I hadn't traveled by myself for a long time, so a lot of the stuff like. And some things slipped through the cracks where, like at my hotel, I accidentally only booked 2 days instead of 3. So like on Sunday night, I come back. I'm like, I can't get into my room. They're like, well, you should have checked out. And I'm like, oh crap. Fortunately, they had another room. So I just had to like grab all my stuff and go to a different hotel room. So small stuff like that kind of made the travel a little stressful. But I think the overall experience was pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, next year we'll be Philly bound.
Yeah. Got to get those cheesesteaks.
All right.
Yep. Yes.
So for me, the first one I went to was 3D Printo because it's close to me, and then I went to Murph last year, and then I went to it this year. And at Murph, you can kind of just grab a table. There's no like if there's an empty table, you can just throw your stuff on it for the most part, except for like on the edges. And that was my first time doing a table, which was fun. I was like, I felt like, even though I feel like I know 3D Printopia had more people, they were in groups, so you wound up not talking as much as I did at Murph. Murphy was like one person come up and I got to do the spiel, then they leave, and then another person comes up and you got to do it again.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like at 3D Printopia it was like, it's like one person came up, but there's like 5 people behind them. So like you're only really you're still doing the same amount of talking for one person as you would for 6, and so it became a lot easier. But I saw your booth was freaking busy. It seemed like the whole event, dude.
Well, and even towards the end, because I did a giveaway because I didn't want to take all my stuff back home with me. So I was like, okay, we're doing a raffle for all my big stuff. I'm giving it all away. You guys take it. And then for the last half hour, I was able to just roam because I didn't have anything else at my booth. So that's one con to having a booth is you don't have a lot of time to like go visit other booths and see a lot of other people, but it was still an awesome experience. So many people stopping by and I don't remember there being a lot of dead moments where there weren't people around. I feel like there were always people.
This year, my favorite, super busy this year.
My favorite part of 3D Printopia is the top, right? It's the exhibitor booths, because the exhibitor booths are where you see the really cool stuff, like the projects, stuff, the open source projects, the really cool, like innovative printers or different tool heads, or just all that type of stuff. Like everything you see on the first floor is really cool. But it's all the stuff mostly that we've seen before, right? And that we know of, the big stuff, the printers.
It's the big companies that are like, oh, we've got these printers and got these materials. Like we got the filament manufacturers down there. And
but every time I've been to 3D Pro, I'm walking up around the top and I see like this kid from some local college around Maryland that has like this wild, like crazy printer. Like last year there was a kid there and he had like this it was like a Rook style printer, but it had like 9 different tool heads, like cutters and markers and pens. And
oh my gosh, that's awesome!
Ink and it was wild. And
he was making like dice. He was making D&D dice and cube boxes and stuff as well.
Yeah, so he had this tooling thing set up where it would go down and CNC the dice.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
cool.
He would change the tool head. And it would come down through and color it. Like, and it would drop, like, I think there was one, it would actually melt plastic in the holes to like, for 3, it was crazy.
That's
stuff.
Crazy.
And it was all, everything was automatic, right? Like he swaps the tool heads and it does it all itself, like no manual intervention between different
imagine tool heads. The configuring to get that just right with all the like variations.
The firmware behind that, like the firmware that's controlling that, like that's the stuff that I like at 3D Printopia is like those odd projects that some kid in his basement is doing.
Well, even at Rocky Mountain, there was that table of just college students that just built their own printers.
No, I saw them in the videos.
That was pretty cool.
Well, like the antithesis, there were 2 tables there that had the antithesis. That's that type of stuff where you're like, it's like, oh, it's just a 3D printer, but it's like a 3D printer that nobody's ever seen like that before. Like that's the stuff that's really fun. Or like Happy Manufacturer. I remember they were there again this year, but they were there last year, the first time I had ever seen them. But an older guy, super nice guy, but he has just the Happy Manufacturing, but they were just Vorons, but they were some of the cleanest built Vorons I've ever seen in my entire life. And he does custom laser engraved panel kits for Vorons.
Oh, that's nice.
Or any custom printer you can have him do it.
Yeah.
And he had these like really intricate like diamond designs engraved in these panel kits. And they were just really good, like done really cleanly. And that's the other stuff that's just like doesn't have to blow your mind due to innovation. It can just be something that's just built so well that it's like holy crap, like
people who take pride in what they do and they just take it to 11, like crank it up, and
like
that's just amazing.
Every wire in that thing was in a specific place, like clean wiring, clean cable management. Like when you see something like that, like it's to the point where it's like, if I ever have to fix something on that printer, I don't want to touch it, right? Because it's so perfect at that point. It's like modding a Porsche, It's like
you don't want to mess it up.
Yeah. So are you planning on going to Rocky Mountain in April?
Yeah. I do plan on having a table this time at Rocky Mountain. But I need to plan my day out a lot better because I found at 3D Printopia, the day just got away with me. And I even brought like a derby car to compete. But like by the time I realized I never entered it, like it had been done by like an hour. So I'm just like, oh, well, I missed that opportunity. So I definitely need to plan out my day a lot better and pay attention to the time and feel fine about like leaving my booth for a few minutes to go do this and that. Cause I honestly felt like I wasn't allowed to leave my booth because I was worried people would stop by and have questions or even take stuff from the booth.
They definitely would take stuff. That's going to happen.
Yeah. I found some things were missing every once in a while. I would leave and come back and later I would find, oh, where'd this model go? Someone walked off with it.
Yeah.
So it's hard when there's so many things being given away that, you know, people just assume everything's up for grabs.
My eyes are going in like 7 directions. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. Because I think sometimes kids walk by and they just think that it's okay, right? Because they see prints and people are handing stuff out. So I think a lot of times kids will just grab a print off a table and walk away with it, thinking that's fine.
And there's nothing nefarious. They don't have that mindset of, oh, I'm going to take this while they're not looking. They just don't know.
It was kind of funny though, because I got somebody Nathan from Positron had given me that CNC cut maker chip, the maker chip. So it was the CNC cut aluminum, and they only had 10 of them. So they like selectively picked people around.
Oh yeah, that's 10. Nice.
So Nathan walks up real early, or it was Friday night when we were setting up, and he gave me one, and I was like, "This thing's the coolest thing in the world," and I had it. And sometime during Saturday, it disappeared. Right?
Oh no!
So I was like, "Oh man!" I set it down on the table, and some kid took off with it, or some other one of us saw it and was like, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna 5-fingered help myself to that." So all day Sunday, I was like, I was bummed, right? And then I got back home. I flew home, and
hold on.
I'm cleaning out all my stuff, you know, and putting my stuff away. And I got everything put away, and I go to pick up one of my suitcases, and I hear this ting, ting, ting on the floor. And I look down, and it's that friggin' coin.
Yeah.
He skipped some parts. He was accusing like everybody of taking it.
No, I was not accusing. I was just like, somebody must have taken it off the table, right? Like I set it down, and someone walked away with it. I didn't know.
He's like, anybody got video? I want to watch the video and go back.
So either what happened is I either went to go put it. My suitcase was on the ground, kind of under the table with stuff in it, like extra maker chips when I was handing out. So either I went to go put it in my pocket, and I missed the pocket amongst all the craziness, and it landed in the suitcase, or I put it on the table, and then it just got knocked off the table in the suitcase. But I remember I posted something like Monday night or Tuesday night on social, a picture of it, and I'm like, if I accused anybody of taking this, I'm sorry. Oh my God, it was hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that reminds me of me when, like, this was years ago. I'm always misplacing whatever tool I'm using or whatever. And for a while, I'd always like assume someone stole it. Like, I lived alone at my house at one point, and I was working on the back patio, and I misplaced my drill, and I assumed, oh, someone stole my drill. They walked into my backyard, got my drill, and left. Like, obviously, like that's just silly that someone would do that, but I eventually came to the conclusion that it's usually me who misplaces it and not someone else taking it. So I'm usually, and this is why it reminds me of that, because every time I would have a freak out moment where, oh, someone took my stuff, and then I would realize it was me that misplaced it, I'd be like, oh, now I feel stupid.
Yeah. What was it? Last year, 3D Printopia, somebody had done that. They set their phone down, and they came back. It was one of the volunteers, and they came back to the volunteer table, and they were like, somebody stole my phone. It was right there, and they had left, and they thought somebody had taken it off the volunteer table. And they were like, somebody took my phone, and they were freaking out. And then he was like, oh, wait a minute. And he turned around and he walked down to a table that one of the booths he was at, and he goes, and he picks something off the table, and he walks back, and it was his phone. He was talking to someone at a table and just set it down on the table and then walked away on it. And I was just like, so that was like, yeah, that coin was my moment like that, you know. And
but that does happen.
is 3D Printopia in general is just so crazy and insane that
Oh yeah.
that stuff happens. Every booth I knew of had some type of like story like that. Like something disappeared. Somebody probably left it in the bathroom. Someone probably accidentally threw it away with lunch, like
Yeah.
it's such a
All these
whirlwind.
scenarios go through your head and you wonder which one. I got there too late on Friday to set up at 3D Printopia. So I was still setting up Saturday morning when people were still coming in, and Karen Chow has stopped by and she dropped off some of her, pins and glizzies, and we just left them on the table while I was still setting up. But then people started coming by, and I noticed people were starting to take that off the table, and I'm just like, no, those are mine.
Those are mine. Yeah,
I had to grab them and I put them somewhere else so people didn't think that they were up for grabs.
Yeah, plus her stuff is so good. Like, and then there was some other lady walking around that had maker chips that were printed with a fabric center that were flexible.
Oh yeah, I think I have one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one of hers, and someone was like, "Oh, that's cool," and I handed it to him, and they started to like turn away, and I was like, like, not that one. You can have any of those, but I'm like, nope, that's one of one. Yeah.
All right, so we're reaching the hour and a half
9:30 mark.
Yeah, Brandon, do you have anything you want to plug or share, or where people can find you, or any of that?
Yeah. So if you just go to beardedprinter.com, that's my link tree. And so you'll find my socials and everywhere I upload models there. So, if you're a printables guy, a Things guy, Maker World, I upload to all those, even Colts 3D. So you can go there, and I even have my Twitch on there. I stream 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, doing 3D modeling mostly. So I'll show you how do I model stuff, and I'll show you some gotchas. I'll even show you prints, and if I had issues, what was the issue and what I did to fix it. So if you're interested in any of that, just give me a follow.
And you're Bearded Printer on pretty much every social, right? X, Blue Sky, Instagram.
Yeah, on Maker World, I'm bearded.printer.
Okay.
Nice, cool.
But yeah, if you just go to beardedprinter.com, all my socials are there. So if you don't know how to find me, if it's not pulling up, if you just search my name, just go there, and then there's a link to Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever. So
cool. All right. So once again, appreciate you coming. Real quick, what's your favorite filament, or like filament color or aesthetic? Go. Boom.
Right now it's this one. I wish I could remember the specific name. It's on my rack up there somewhere, but it's ambrosia, and it's a stardust color.
We'll look it up.
Is that
that is a cool color.
Is that Prince of Persia?
It is not. I do have Prince of Persia. I have ASA, or it's ABA. I think it's ASA Prince of Persia, but this is not.
Hold it up one
Prince
more
of
time.
Prince of Purple.
Prince of Purple.
Is what I have. Yeah. But this one is not Prince of Purple. This one is a Stardust. I could probably find it real quick.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Make people go to their site and check
out. Look it up.
Go look it up.
Look it up. It's a Stardust.
Appreciate you coming by, man. Anytime if you're working on anything, you want us to plug it, feel free to let us know or whatever. Once again, Bearded Printer guys, make sure you support. If you're not following him, go follow. He has clubs on some of the sites, so if you like what he's doing, then make sure to go and support him. He's bringing some fun back to 3D printing. He's making fun stuff, making tactile stuff to kind of get it's fun, and people like to play with it and talk about it. I always pop him from time to time, and he's making something serious. And I'm like, well, when are you going to make it flexible? And I was like,
the giant pen is still my favorite.
Yeah,
I love the giant pen.
Yeah,
I got one right here.
Yeah,
there we go. In case nobody's seen it yet.
And it's also because it's a giant model of my favorite type of pen, the zebra.
Yeah, that's what I modeled it after. I've got a zebra right here.
The best pen.
So real quick, they used to have a short zebra that it was literally like this long.
Was it one that opened telescopically where you just pulled it?
It was one that it was this long, and then when you would take it apart, it would turn into a full-length pen.
Oh, I haven't had one of those.
I freaking love that pen so much.
I had one where it was short, and you could pull it, and it would like open up like a telescope, and then you could write with it.
Yeah, listen, don't get me started on. I'll go down a rabbit hole on pens and notepads. I don't even use them. I just want them. I was like, I just want them for some reason.
Yeah,
But,
zebras were my thing as well. The F301, F701. Yeah, F302. I think
but
there's
I'm
one.
also
Yeah.
I'm a 0.2 millimeter. I want the fine.
Oh,
like,
you're
fine
extra.
stuff.
You're extra fine.
Yeah.
I like the extra fine too.
Yeah. I want it just like it's. I want it to feel like it's cutting the paper as I write. You know?
Oh yeah. Put too
Sometimes
much
it
pressure,
does.
it'll
It
just
does.
slice the paper.
Yeah, just slice the paper. Just slice it.
So yeah, sometimes it does. Like when you actually, if
Yeah.
I get dry, like a real sharp point, if it starts to dry out, it'll start to scrape it.
Yep.
So, like I said, once again, we're gonna drop you off the stage and then do our outro.
Yep.
Thank you so much for coming through,
Yep.
man. We really
Thanks a lot,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Yeah,
It's been
thanks
awesome.
for coming on, man.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. See you later.
See ya.
See you, man. The bearded one. Cool guy. Yeah, I liked his I loved his pen stream. That was cool.
All right, let's find out while we're talking, while we're bantering. Jano's on, Shenanigans is on. Who do we want to raid into while we Is Jules on?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
We can raid into Jules. I don't see her.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us and chatting with the bearded one. And again, Bearded Printer, if you want to follow him at all his stuff, he does cool things. If you like fusion modeling, he's awesome at that. Twitch. So make sure you watch him because we watch him and he does good stuff. So stay with us while we go raid Jules, and we will see you next week.
Yep.
Later, guys.
Later.